Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am GlamPreezy and today I'm going to be reviewing the new Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice eyeshadow palette. I'm also going to be reviewing the Fly Liner and her Pro Filt'r eyeshadow primer. So if you want to see me demo this eyeshadow and tell you what the real deal is, keep watching. Okay guys, so let's get into this review. This is the box that the eyeshadow palette came in. On the back it has all of the eyeshadows and their names. This is the actual eyeshadow palette. Forgive the smudges here. I actually used it yesterday. So beautiful. It's like a smoke design. On the back of the palette are the names of the eyeshadows and their arrangement. Inside of the palette has a nice big mirror here, and these are the eyeshadows. I think that this is a very beautiful arrangement of eyeshadows. You have your cool colors and your warm colors, as well as shimmers and mattes in here. You have a great variation of cool tone transitions and warm tone transitions over here. And again, her kind of glitter formula eyeshadows. This eyeshadow palette retails for $59. I did pick mine up at my local Sephora store. They are actually in stores, and I love when brands launch products in store so that people can actually see what the products look like and kind of test them out before they invest their money in them. This eyeshadow palette is described on the Sephora website as a palette of 16 long-wearing Moroccan-inspired shades ranging from matte to shimmer finishes, perfect for spicing up your look in limitless ways. It says that this eyeshadow palette is formulated without parabens, sulfates, and phthalates, and Fenty Beauty is 100% cruelty-free. Okay, next up we have Pro Filt'r Amplifying Eye Primer in the color Invisipink. This is what the box looks like. This is what the actual primer looks like. It's so cute because it mimics her face primer bottle. And it does have a wand. It retails for $22 on the Sephora website. This is described as a weightless, color boosting eyeshadow primer that smooths lids for better blending and longer crease proof wear. Lastly, I have the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner in the color Cause I'm Black. This is what it looks like. It's like a pen liner. I love how sleek the packaging is. And let me show you the tip. Wow, look how precise this is. This liner is not playing. It's going to be able to get down in that inner corner, honey, and give you that cat eye. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie, I did use some of these things yesterday, and I gotta say that I really like this liner. It sounds like there's a bead inside of the tube to shake up the liquid in there, so that's always good. Now, on the Sephora website, this eyeliner is described as a hyper-saturated, water-resistant liquid eyeliner with an innovative flex tip and easy grip triangle shape for effortless, no-limit lining that lasts. And this retails for $20, and again, I got that at Sephora. I also almost forgot to mention that this collection did launch with 2 eyeshadow brushes, one of which is an all-over eyeshadow brush number 200 that retails for $24. It is synthetic, and then the other brush is a tapered blending brush, which is $24 and is also synthetic. I'm going to be extremely honest with you right now. If you've watched any of my videos, then you know that I am a super fan of Fenty Beauty. It is my favorite foundation ever in life that I've ever tried, and I love her. So with that being said, I would like to say that those eyeshadow brushes for me really did not hit the mark. I would compare those eyeshadow brushes to maybe, and this hurts me to say, but like a Wet n Wild quality eyeshadow brush, almost exactly like some of their blending brushes, and the way that the bristles are shaped, the thickness and volume of the bristles, and the performance of the bristles when I used it in the store. And trust me, I'm not saying that to shade the brand or her or anything like that. I actually really like Wet n Wild brushes. That's just the closest comparison that I could think of for synthetic style brushes. So the brushes are $24, $34. I think that's a little pricey considering they are all synthetic, and I think that if you don't have the money, don't invest in those brushes. Just go ahead and get yourself some more affordable synthetic brushes. I have no idea what look I'm going to do, but I do know that I have decided to prime one of my eyes with what I normally use to prime my eyes, which is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in C12. And on the other eye, I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Eyeshadow Primer because I'm really curious to see whether there is any difference in the eyeshadow performance. The directions say to apply it directly on the lids with the cotton bud applicator and blend with your fingertips, or a damp precision makeup sponge, which is sold separately. It says give it a minute to dry before applying eyeshadow. And it says artistry pro tip, if you're in a hurry, set the primer with a light dusting of Invisimatte blotting powder. It feels very smooth at first, and then it starts to get slightly tacky as you continue to blend it. It is clear, as you can see. It goes on white and it's drying quite clear. Yeah, it's not that tacky, just slightly tacky. So I'm going to give this 1 minute to dry, and then I'll be right back to do my eyeshadow. I just noticed there's lots of kickback, and this is the brush. It's got a lot of pigment on it, and I'm using the double-ended Anastasia brushes that come in her eyeshadow palette. The primer seems to be grabbing the eyeshadow nicely, and this color looks almost like my skin. Go ahead and put it on this side. It's the color Saffron. Not as much kickback in that one. Soak it to me. Ooh. And it does have fallout. Ooh! This side isn't blending as easily. And this is like a gray teal. I know that you guys came here for this shade, Evil Genie, but I think that I'm going to use Sahara Stunner. It kind of turns into like a gold. I think that it performed better and more true to color on the side with the concealer. It's more pink, Moroccan ice, and this does have fallout as well, and it is more pink. It's like a lavender pink, which is weird because it looks white. Now, I think what this needs is a little transition in between. I'm going to go ahead in with Nuts and Dates, which is this gray kind of color right here. Place that right in the center. And then I'm going to go back into that kind of teal color and make it more pronounced. Okay, lastly, there aren't any really dark colors in here, but I'm going to use Henna C right in the outer corner to see if I can deepen this up a little bit. It kind of just blends into everything, but it did soften that edge like I wanted it to. I feel like I keep losing this teal color, so I'm just going back in and kind of just building it up again because I feel like it just is going away. Oddly enough, it just feels like every time I put it on, which this is the third time I put it on, it's just disappearing for some reason. And I'm going to go back into that kind of icy white color again and just put that back because I feel like I'm losing this as well every time I put it on, and going back into that kind of grayish color. I'm just simply overlapping right here. I'm not covering up that teal all the way, so I don't know why it keeps disappearing. Okay, I'm back after trying to get that shadow from underneath my eyes. Definitely use some of your baking powder and leave it there so that the shadow does not ruin your concealer, or put your eyeshadow on before you do your concealer. Next, I'm going to use the Kevyn Aucoin Precision Eye Definer in the color Stealth. I don't know if you can see this, but I have a lot of shadow in my eyeball. Not so much underneath, but a lot in my actual eye. And as I'm looking at it again, it feels like it's disappearing. Putting this on my lash line is not as easy as I thought it was gonna be. It's actually kind of hard to build up. Let me see if I can find a more precise brush. Something like this instead of a pencil brush. A lot easier. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just kind of melting into the other colors here. It's not very defined anymore. So I'm just gonna move on to the liner. Nice, that's beautiful. And it's super dark, which I like. And if you wanted to, you could get way down in that corner there, but I don't really do that. My eyeliners are slightly different, but it was very easy to put on. I have to say that. As you can see, it's very precise and a very deep black. I'm gonna go ahead and go off camera, put my lashes on, and come back and talk to you guys about this eyeshadow palette. Okay guys, so I am back with the rest of my makeup on. I have the Fenty Beauty Mademoiselle lipstick in Griselda. If anybody is wondering, that's what's on my lips. So I was actually supposed to come right back and I didn't. It's actually been 5 hours since I recorded me putting on this eye makeup, and I've got some thoughts. So I noticed that when I was applying the eyeshadows on the Fenty Beauty Primer eye, the colors weren't coming out exactly how I thought they were. Like when I swiped it with the brush, the color that it was on the brush was not the same color as it blended out to be on this eye. Now with the concealer side, if you remember, I used that kind of light pink and I said that it looked gold on this eye, but when I applied it on this eye, it actually looked more pink, and as you can see, it still does look more pink. Also, I added that kind of dusty mauve kind of color here. It's still very true, whereas on this side, it doesn't look as true. You see more of the green than you can see the dusty mauve. I don't know if I'm making sense or if you guys can even tell the difference, but in person, I can tell. It's a very, very minute difference, but from a professional standpoint, I can tell. That would be the only benefit to using a concealer versus their primer. The other thing that I want to note is that when I smudged out the eyeshadow underneath both eyes, it was a little difficult to get a good smooth even layer of eyeshadow. I found that it skipped, it was a little patchy, and it didn't blend out as beautifully underneath. And obviously underneath my eyes I did not prime, so be wary of that. You might want to use the primer underneath just to get a better blend. So I'm kind of thinking if you don't prime your lids, you're probably not going to have a great time with this palette. So all in all, I gotta say, I don't recommend this palette. Although I love Fenty Beauty, I love the outside look of this palette. Let's be real, we don't spend that kind of money on an eyeshadow palette for it to perform in a mediocre manner. I have to say that the colors look really fabulous here in the palette. They look more vibrant in the palette than they do on the actual eye. I feel that you could definitely get better performing matte shadows from other lines that are more inexpensive. Save your coin, girl. It's a beautiful looking palette, but honestly, it wasn't spicy enough. Like, it's a Moroccan spice palette, but she didn't really bring the spice. Where is the spice at though? I feel like I could get this look from other eyeshadow palettes with a better blend, with more vibrancy, and definitely better staying power. And I have to say that because as you noticed, when I was blending these shadows, I literally had to layer each color like 3 times in order for it to actually look like I put it on. And I have to note that that happened on both eyes, and I'm very disappointed in that. I really wanted this eyeshadow to be the bomb. I expected this palette to be everything and more, because she set a high standard when she put products out, and I'm not sure what happened. Like, what happened, Ree? Like, did you need to hold the launch back like Jaclyn Hill did, or you know what, girl? What happened? Because this is not it, girl. Don't even waste your time going out and getting this palette. I would definitely say go by Sephora and take a look at it, swatch it, put it on your arm, girl, and go home, okay? What you should get, though, is this liner. This liner is everything. I'm in love. Like, I'm literally in love. The liner has great staying power. The tip shape of the liner is so bomb. It's so thin and unique. It's very easy to get the product out. You don't have to continuously put the cap on or shake it to get product out. It just performed fabulously. In terms of the eyeshadow primer, I don't know, y'all. Yes, it did keep my eyeshadow on more vibrant, but I'm not really sure if this is something that I would necessarily go pick up again. So definitely go pick up that eyeliner, guys. And I just noticed my hair matches. The ends of my hair is like a deep burgundy, and it actually matches. I did not plan that. Please, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you are notified when I upload another video, because you know YouTube be trying to play your girl. So go ahead, subscribe, then go to the homepage and then click the bell and then comment. Thank you guys for watching my video. I will see you in the next one very soon. But you need this. You need this, okay? You need this.